Goat Squad TV. Want a hill time. Yo. So back to the NBA because I've been doing a lot of NFL stuff today. We signed Tristan Thompson last night. And the discussion became, according to Chris Forsberg, I guess maybe in his opinions, I wouldn't say report, but in his opinion, he thinks that Daniel Thies will start over Tristan Thompson. And Tristan Thompson will just be a 15-minute per game Enos Cantor utility guy. As my man Stone Cold would say, you don't pay a man 2 years, $19 million to start a guy who's in his last year of his contract who makes barely league minimum. Now, if you're going to tell me you're going to resign Tice and give him a longer term deal, you give him a lot more money, then you got me. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. You're not paying a guy that's a champion who's 28 years old, 29 years old, say, a guy that's a champion who's a vet, who's a proven double-double rim protector type of guy that, he's an all-star by any means, but, he's definitely a fairly level, skilled center, true center. You're going to tell me he's going to not come, he's not going to start, and you're going to put Daniel Theis ahead of him because Daniel Theis can shoot the three? Newsflash, y'all. Tristan Thompson shot the three twice a game a year ago. He wasn't a great three-point shooter per se, but this is how Brook Lopez started. He started learning how to shoot the three. Brook will never be a 45, 50% three-point shooter. Neither will Tristan. But you also got to remember, Aaron Baines at one point wasn't a great three-point shooter. He came in our system and learned how to shoot the three because he was willing, and he became a decent three-point shooter for a big man. Tristan Thompson shooting threes for the Cavaliers, who are a losing franchise at this moment. Coming to Boston, you bet you're behind. He's going to work at every part of his game. Because if anything, anybody knows about Tristan Thompson, say what you want about him in the Kardashian curse, and that man is a worker's worker. He's not a guy that's going to slouch. He's always going to give you his all. Even if he stinks, he's always going to give you his all. I can relate to that on a personal note. Because Tristan Thompson's one of those guys that's always going to outwork you. And that's not to say Theis isn't a hard worker. It's not even to say that Theis isn't valuable. But Theis has a ceiling. He was never anywhere near as good as Tristan Thompson in his best year. Theis has learned how to shoot the three very well. Learned to be in certain spots. Good. It's a defensive liability against bigger centers. It's that simple. And what you're getting Tristan Thompson for is to defend the Bams, the Brook Lopez's, the guard, the Joel Embiids of the world, and then some. You guys got to understand something. I see a lot of you guys in the chat room. Salute chat room, by the way. My man Petros, he's holding it down. I salute my man with the cigar, holding down for sure. But I see a lot of you guys think that you guys know what you're talking about with GM, like you're a GM. I'm not acting like I'm a GM, but I've been watching the basketball for a very long time. I learned a long time ago, most teams don't just stack talent and win. You do know, for all the moves the Lakers are making right now, the Lakers have to be able to gel first. They just signed Marc Gasol. He's pretty much going to be he's pretty much like somebody that's not even worth, he's going to play like maybe 5 minutes. Can't defend the pick and roll. He barely can move. They got Montrezl Harrell, who's a big addition for them. They got Dennis Schroeder, amongst other additions. It's great. You still got to play the games, man. You guys just read too much into additions and think that you do know the team that has the most chemistry usually is the one that wins. Yeah, you got to have superstars, or stars, but you think LeBron James didn't build chemistry with those guys? Rondo had already played a year with him previous to them winning a championship. AD played on the USA team with him. The rest of those guys were role players, the plug-ins. Danny Green played with him in Cleveland. All right. Kuzma was already there. Played with him 1 year, prior to the title year. Rondo, obviously, I just mentioned, he was there previous to the year that they won the title. And Caldwell Pope had been playing with LeBron since he got there. J.R. Smith already has super understanding of LeBron James, even though I don't even know if he's going to be on the team this year. So the guys that you're mentioning that they're bringing in, a lot of y'all think that LeBron could just make them better. Newsflash. Games still got to be played. They might have a slow start. They might not even play their best players. According to LeBron, who has said if the season started on December 22nd, that he's probably not going to play a lot of minutes. And neither is AD. They're going to probably chill and wait till maybe mid-January to really start turning it up. So chances are they're not going to be, their record might not reflect how good they really are. All these other teams making moves, you still got to play the games. You cannot sit there and tell me that you need to go and retool the whole entire roster and think that we're going to win the title. It doesn't work that way. All right. Tristan is an incredible fit. Is he a great center? No. Is he an all-star center? Not even close. But for what we need, considering Time Lord is not quite there yet, Taco might never get there. Thies is limited to what he can handle. I don't know if you guys seen Thies towards the end of that Miami series. He looked wore out. He was worn out. All that physical beef hitting him just in that Miami series alone. We ain't even talking about the Toronto series. He's wore out. He's really a power forward playing center position. Tristan's a center. Legit center. Is he going to get you 30 points in a game? Hell no. But is he a legit center? Yes. And Brad will utilize him the best way possible if he wants to win. Let's not confuse Tristan Thompson with Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter is a guy, for all the offensive rebounding talent that he has, cannot defend me. He can't defend the pick and roll. He's really a liability on any team when it comes to defending. He tries, but that's not his game. At least Thompson defends. You guys see some of y'all saying he's not the best defensive center. In what world are you guys watching? The man, watch the 2015 finals. How hard that man played. How many times he was blocking shots. You tell me you can't use that guy against a Bam? Who's, mind you, 2.5 inches shorter than Tristan. It might even be 3. Bam may be like 6'9" at best. Tristan's like 6'11", maybe damn near close to 7 feet. Now, is he ever going to make an all-star team? Hell no. But you need bodies to be able to take on those big guys, even if we end up facing LA in the finals. You mean to tell me we couldn't use Tristan? You can't use Thies? You can't use Time Lord? You can't use Taco? Okay, we didn't go after a big-time center. We didn't go after any big-time player. We didn't need him. You guys must not really trust in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Mind you, Jason just got his extension. And Jaylen got his extension, which kicks in last year. Smart still got 2 more years left on his deal. You got two rookies that are sharpshooters, so hopefully they are able to prove themselves on the NBA level. You got Grant Williams, who actually played damn well in that bubble, despite missing those free throws where Tatum had to save his ass. He played very damn well. He showed his worth. He might be even worth more than that. We don't even know if we're going to do a sign and trade for Hayward. We could possibly even get Rozier back. Rozier just put a cryptic tweet earlier this morning talking about he's on a move. He just doesn't know where. And we all know Gordon Hayward just signed a deal with Charlotte. So sign and trade is very possible. Could be even he might end up somewhere else, or he might end up in Boston, which would be a great addition for a backup point guard. We just signed Jeff Teague. He's decent. He's all right. He has playoff experience and he's a veteran. And probably will get minimum playing time. We still got Ojale, who's a defender. We got Romeo, which he's a good defender, not too big on his offense, but his defense, he has experience now. Although he hurt himself, he has experience. I don't know what's going to happen to Edwards, and I don't know what's going to happen to Waters, but and shouts to Waters. He's from out here. He's from around the way. But anyway, y'all need to lighten up. Y'all need to stop acting as like the world ending because Brooklyn still hasn't played a game. Y'all act like they're going to win. If they can't defend anybody because they have Mike D'Antoni's system under Steve Nash, then all the points in the world ain't going to get them the championship. Sorry, no. There's no way. If there's no defense on that team, there's no way they're winning anything. There needs to be balance. It can't just be offense. And Steve Nash was never known for his defense when he played. He might get them a good 60 wins in a regular season, but do we really know if they're going to... honestly, you guys fail to forget, Kyrie Irving had the same problem with Brad that he's probably going to happen with Steve. Kyrie needs the ball in order to be able to be successful. KD needs the ball. Let's just say they get James Harden. You really think that's going to be successful, considering that two of the three guys need the ball in order to be effective. KD could kind of play off the ball every now and then, but the other two need the ball. Too many balls. You got to understand how this game works. I don't care how good it looks in the regular season. In the playoffs, is where it matters. And if those guys can't get their heads out of their asses, they're out in the second round. One last thing. NBC Sports Boston. Shouts to Drapes. You wildin'. Saying Brooklyn's better than us. You wildin'. Brooklyn's not better than us until they play. They play a game, then they're better than us. If they play a game and they beat us, then they're better than us. Are they better than us? No. Durant's the best player. If you're going to go based on both teams, you're going to sit there and say Durant and then Tatum after that. And then you go Kyrie, then you get the JB. But if you're going to tell me which team is better, I'm going to go with the team that has chemistry and has played with each other for many years over the goddamn team that has not played one game with each other yet. We don't know what Durant's even going to look like. He might be able to make jumpers. He can shoot. He was also playing in pickup games. We're not talking like regular season games here. And a lot of athleticism kind of goes away once you lose that Achilles. He's not going to be the same KD was in Golden State. Will he be effective? You're damn right. He'll be 25 points a game. He could score in his sleep. But will he have the mobility that he once did? No. Not at all. Anybody thinking otherwise, they lying. And he's aging. He's 32. In NBA years, you're starting to get to that point. And then you look at Kyrie, he's injury prone. All right, so can't sit there and say they're better than us. I'll definitely say Miami's better. I'll say Miami's better than us. Their additions, they're definitely better than us right now. Hands down. I think they're a better team right now. If we could beat them, I think they're a better team. I think it's Miami, Boston, in that order, and then Brooklyn. Then Toronto, then Brooklyn. Brooklyn needs to prove that they're better than Toronto. And then Philly's fifth. After that, they're like those 2 to 3 teams after the first two I just mentioned have to prove that they actually legitimately have chemistry in order to even be considered in that. And then you talk about Milwaukee. I actually think Milwaukee took a step back. So you don't know if Holiday is going to be healthy for a whole year. You know, that he's not necessarily a scorer. He's a defender. He can score if he needs to. Not great. Not necessarily a scorer. Is he better than Bledsoe? Okay. Not by much, but okay. You know, all right. What has Holiday really ever done in the league that it makes you think that he's this great player other than defend? Yeah, I mean, like to me, his best years were his rookie years in Philly. You might not have the numbers, might not reflect it those first few years in Philly, but those were his best years. Once he had those injuries, he lost a lot of his athleticism, above the rim athleticism. He's a great defender, no doubt. Has he ever had a signature playoff moment? No. Some will bring up that Portland series when New Orleans went against Portland, where they had AD and Rondo. But truth of the matter is, you know, that was a first round series. And after that series, once they went against the next team, which was Golden State, Holiday showed his ass. He didn't really do anything. The playoff times that he's had, he didn't do anything. In the bubble, he didn't really do much. It's not that great. He's not a high player. He only made one All-Star team. Come on, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. You know, just like when you guys overhype Gordon Hayward, Forsberg, because you like to overhype Hayward. Anyway, they're bugging. As for the Hayward situation, I feel like Forsberg and Drapes tend to overvalue name. Horford, when he left, he did the same thing and said that we were going to take a hit. We were going to fall back, and we end up in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then he said the same thing about this year about Hayward. We're going to take a step back. We're probably a second round out. They always wrong. So I just want everybody to know, don't be listening to Forsberg or NBC Boston. They just bullshit. They analytics guys, especially Forsberg. He's just an analytical guy. I'm not here to listen to none of those analytics. I know what I see on the court. I know they've been to 2 Eastern Conference Finals without Gordon Hayward, essentially. So leave your comments down below. You guys have a decent night. This is a long video. I might have one more video left in me. We'll see. All right, Gold Squad TV. I'm out.